Hey everybody, welcome to the third vlog. I'm Pyre Kitsune.
And I'm PonyQuest, joining you again for a marvelous sit down and talk.
We've been reading the comments and it seems like you guys want us to talk about our convention experiences.
So, the marvelous land of
Cons. You love them when they come, you hate them when they go.
Yeah.
So we are going to take a brief moment and kind of talk about the differences in different cons and the experiences that creates. And then we're going to share a couple of our stories. So, Kevin, kind of go over what a small town con like Califer brings to the table.
So, a con like Califer is essentially just like a giant meetup. You have all the people of the community just pooling their resources of what they can and really can't manage to kind of bring to a convention, and it's really fun. It's on a real personal level. You get to see like a lot of your friends that you normally run into here and there, and maybe a little bit more out-of-towners. Occasionally you'll get that person who flies in out of somewhere. But like I said, it's just really small town con and really tight-knit group. So
usually you only get the locals. Califer is kind of that way for us. We like to call them hangout cons because that's what we end up doing most of the time. Usually the space is a little bit smaller, so it's more about being with the people than doing something in the space. On the totally opposite side of the spectrum is these large city cons, which are like AnthroCon, BLFC, FC, Midwest Fur Fest. There's a lot to do at the city. So when I was at AnthroCon with Ace and Ollie and Clockwork, we actually end up going out into the city a lot with our friends. We experience the sights. There's a lot more going on at the con, so we go to panels, the dances, everything. And it's a lot of fun. It's a totally different spectrum of experiences that you'll get at a big city con because everyone from around the world flies into these. So they're really cool.
Yeah, you'll see like Rufin and those guys.
Rufin.
Like they're flying from Japan.
Yeah,
like,
Rufin was at
whoa.
AnthroCon. That was pretty cool. Oz.
Mm-hmm.
Oz and Duke, or also known as Duke the Dancing Dog. He flew in from Australia. That was cool. Gotta say hi.
So while the small town con is great for like hanging out and meeting friends and like hanging out and stuff, the big city con like that, it sort of has a little more to offer in terms of like content and like going to panels. Like for example, this past BLFC, I went to a panel for coffee. Like furries who like coffee. Panel. It was such a trip. It was really great. And who knows what else happened throughout the day because there's just so much time to fill. It's usually because they have a huge con space and so many panels and so much variety to offer. So
yeah, there's literally, you can find anything at a big city con. There are panels on Five Nights at Freddy's, there's panels on coffee, there's
coffee.
Oh gosh, Uncle Kage's story hour at AnthroCon is amazing. He is hilarious.
I have to go to one.
You have to.
At some point.
Like, whether or not you like Uncle Kage, his story hour is fantastic. It really is.
So on the topic of stories, we have a few stories of our own from con experiences, and CJ had one to share, something about losing a friend.
Okay,
while at con.
This happened a couple years ago at a Califer, which is very local to, when it was still in Irvine, it was very local to my house. We would stay at my house and then just drive to the con since I was literally a hop, skip, and a jump away. So at night, usually what we would do is we would just all gather back up and then go back to my house. But my girlfriend at the time, she had a bunch of friends she was visiting. So I was like, okay, fine, let me know when you're done hanging out. I'll come back and pick you up. Have fun, hon. And so she goes off, and I don't know what hotel room she goes up to. But it rolls around to about like 2 o'clock, and I'm like, that's a little strange. I haven't gotten a phone call. I start calling her, and I'm really protective of the people I go to con with. A lot of my friends call me Con Dad. Thank you. I make sure everyone gets to the con all right. I make sure everyone's provided for. I make sure the hotel rooms are taken care of, and everyone can just enjoy the space, and I'll take care of the messy work. So with that mindset, and I'm very protective of my friends, and especially my girlfriend at the time, I was like, oh no, something's wrong. She hasn't contacted me. It's 2 in the morning. What's wrong? And so I start calling, and eventually 3 o'clock rolls around, and I'm like, I wake up my friend. I'm like, Jack, you gotta wake up. We gotta go find her. Something's wrong. And so we go to the hotel at 3 a.m. and we bug the front desk. We're like, have you seen this woman? Where is she? We are looking for her. We think she is lost. And they check their security footage. And I think eventually, after like an hour of searching, they found a security footage of her walking out the front door of the con. And she looked just crazy drunk. I was like, oh gosh, this is Irvine. We have like the strictest PD. She is totally in jail right now. So in jail. And so we're like, well, I guess we just look for her. So we start running around the streets back and forth. Eventually 5 a.m. rolls around. And we're just like, that's it. I'm going to bed because I'm going to get a phone call. She's in jail or something like the hospital.
Where's my free phone call?
Yeah, where's my phone call? And I get back to my house and Jack goes up to bed and I'm cleaning the stuff out of the car. And this like original 1960s, 1970s Mustang rolls up to my house. Not even joking.
What?
Yes. And the most stereotypical, like, teenager that you would expect to be driving it, like, you know, punk rock jacket, like, slicked back hair. Like, he looked like he walked right out of a Grease movie. He steps out, and he's like, and then he walks to his side door. I'm like, what the what is going on? And he opens his back door, and in his back seat, there's my girlfriend laying on his backseat sleeping.
Oh my god.
I'm just like,
How? How?
Hun, are you okay? And say, oh yeah, I'm fine. She gets out of the car with a bottle of Jack Daniels. And I'm just like, well, I can't complain. You are alive, and you are in one piece. Let's go to bed. And I thank the guy. He takes off. Apparently, he just found her wandering around. And at like 2 a.m, and they had just been talking for a couple hours.
Well, okay.
I was like, okay.
Okay. Jeez.
Yeah, that was the scariest con story I've ever had. But Kevin, what's yours?
So, yours was about losing somebody. Ours was about losing a room. So this was, I don't know, Anime Expo a couple years back. Well, more like 4 or 5 now. It's been a while. But, so we book a room for 4 people, and we stuff 12. Yeah. So
It's gotta be a tight fit.
the old cheapy way of booking rooms for Anime Expo in downtown LA, ooh, fancy, was that you book it for 4 people and stuff as many of your friends in there as possible and bring down the price of the room. Well, we were just ever so slightly too loud one night on the same floor as like an Armenian wedding the next day or something crazy like that. And they called security on us so damn fast, and we had to clear out of the room before they realized there's way too many people in here. So we basically Metal Gear Solided it out of the room and down into like the lobby and concourse and stuff like that, and just kind of loitered around and waited till security kind of, you know, got off our case a little bit. And then we phone called the room and we're like, okay, how are we all gonna get back up there without it seeming suspicious that there's an entire like adventuring party worth of people in there? We're like, okay, go in groups of 2. So you go, and then in 10 minutes you go, and then these guys and these guys and these guys. So like time is passing. It's about like 2 a.m. now, and the last group gets to the room, and we all immediately go to sleep as quiet as mice. And for the rest of the con, no loud music, no drinking, no partying, no nothing in that room at all. We did not need to get risk, like having us called on it again. And it happens again the next year on day 0, like exactly the same way.
Was it another wedding?
Some sort of like really awful wedding party worth of people are being super crabby, and they call the front desk and they call on us again. We just kind of recalled last year, and we're like, okay, well, time to do it again. And we all go down to the ground floor in concourse and hang out and loiter. And then gradually, as 2 a.m. rolls around, everyone goes back up to the room, quiet, no parties, no nothing. And then I think it happened one more time a couple years later. But from that point on, we started renting out the suite because we couldn't deal with that anymore. But it's so funny. Like, everyone's literally sneaking around the hotel, trying not to get flagged by security of the hotel. It's so funny.
Man.
But that's Anime Expo. Completely different, like, atmosphere there.
I think with, like, furry cons, they just expect you to be
I
loud.
know. Like, furry cons, they rent out entire hotels worth that's in the con space. Well,
I'm sure some of you saw Ace's Vine. Like, last day at Anthrocon, 4 a.m., people were still partying in the parking lot.
Yep.
So, you know, hey, well, thanks for joining us. We hope you're all having a great time. Leave your story down in the comments below.
We want to hear your story.
Yeah, we want to hear yours. We want to see what kind of crazy stories people have had at cons.
Whether it's being driven home in a 1960s Mustang or having to literally evade hotel staff by the skin of your teeth.
Let us know down in the comments below. And thanks for watching, everybody.
See you next time.